Welcome to this Goldilocks Productions presentation. Before we begin the show, let's go over quick guidelines. Callers, if you would like to get on air to ask the show host a question, please press 1. All those callers that do not press 1 and any blocked phone numbers, unlisted phone numbers, and Skype callers whose phone numbers do not show up on the switchboard, you will be in listen mode only. It is not mandatory that the show hosts bring on callers. So please keep your questions to one question only and be mindful and respectful of the other callers that are calling in and of the show host as well. If you have any issues or any problems, and even any compliments or testimonials, please contact the Goldilocks Productions show producer and owner at the email of goldilocksproductions@hotmail.com. Again, that email is Goldilocks with a Y, goldilocksproductions@hotmail.com. Thank you. Now on with the show. Shelley Hofberg is a clairvoyant, medium, pet psychic, and tarot reader. She does not ask for the details about your life, but primarily relies on her gift of clairvoyance to receive the psychic insights that will be the most helpful to you about your soulmate, relationships, money concerns, and your career path. As a pet psychic, she will receive insights about what your pet or pets wants you to know. As a medium, she will connect with your loved ones on the other side. Shelley Hofberg is the host of the Psychic Horizon radio show, produced by Goldilocks Productions and presented on Blog Talk Radio, Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Shelley brings together the pioneers and visionary teachers to share with you some of the most enlightening knowledge that is out there today to expand your horizons and open the paths to higher consciousness.
Welcome to the Psychic Horizon Show. I'm your host, Psychic Shelley Hofberg. And today's special guest on the Psychic Horizon Show is Dean Price. He is an astrologer and healer and the owner and organizer of New Earth Expo, which is in the San Diego County area and the LA County area. And he'll be giving you some, talking about astrology and doing astrology readings for you and giving you information about the New Earth Expo and where you could go to find out about the upcoming events. I'm going to be at his November 10th show at the BOTI Studios in Anaheim, from doing psychic readings and psychic readings and chakra readings and healings from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then he's going to have the Center for Spiritual Living in Huntington, and I believe it's Huntington Beach, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And from 10 a.m. Till 6 p.m. So those are the two shows in Los Angeles that I'm going to be on. And Dean can also let you know about the shows in San Diego and Carlsbad that he does. I'm now ready to bring on Dean Price. Hello, Dean.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. There might be some background noise. Let me know if it gets to be too much, and I'll go somewhere else. I've been on the road, and I just stopped at a restaurant. So if it gets noisy in here for the lunch hour, let me know, and I'll go outside. Okay?
All right. So far, I don't hear anything, dear.
Okay, cool. Well, anyway,
so Dean, why don't you tell the call? Oh, you're welcome. And Dean, why don't you tell the callers about yourself?
Okay. Well, I'm besides being the producer of New Earth expos and psychic and healing arts fairs all over California, which is what most people might know me for. I've actually been an astrologer for many, many decades, and I got started on these shows doing astrology readings as an exhibitor, and then I ended up owning the shows about 20 years ago. So I put on about 1,000 events since then all over California, but I still do astrology, and I do mainly not predictive astrology, but more giving people insight into the patterns and helping them to let go of old patterns that don't work for them anymore. And I'm also a polarity therapist, and I use the astrology chart as a guide to the energy points that need to be cleared. So I'm also a hands-on healer as well.
And Dean, what is a natal chart?
Well, a natal chart, by the way, I'm looking right now at the chart of the full moon, which is coming up on Sunday. But a natal chart is a map of where all the planets are, and in relation to the Earth, or in relation to the sun or something. But most people are familiar with a chart that shows the position of their sun sign, but it also has the moon and all of the other planets arranged around a wheel, which is around the Earth, and the angles between them refer to patterns or issues or conflicts, talents, gifts, abilities. But right now, the way the charts have been for the last 2 weeks, it's like mostly conflicts and things that have to be manifested, and maybe challenging to find the solutions to them. And so people have been going through kind of a rough time lately, and all you have to do is turn on the television, you see lots of people in conflict with each other. And things are kind of coming to a head, but it's also happening in all of our lives. And just for example, I've been talking to my friends in Santa Cruz, and nobody has any power up there because of the wind today. They've shut down all the power. So it's just an example of all the frustrations and challenges over the last couple of weeks that are kind of coming to a head right now.
Oh, wow. Well, Dean, let's take our first caller, which is area code 541. Hello, 541.
Hi there. Hi.
And who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
This is Camille, and I'm calling you from Oregon.
Hello, Camille.
Hi,
And Dean.
Hi.
Camille, can you give Dean your birthday?
Yes. July 13, 1976.
Okay.
And what was your question, Camille?
Well, before you go on, do you know what time you were born, Camille?
6:18 p.m. in Los Angeles.
Okay, and I was born in L.A. too, at Hollywood Presbyterian.
Oh,
and I used to
great.
live in Oregon.
Yeah,
okay.
now I'm in Oregon. How was so fun?
So now I have your chart in front of me. Just let me make sure it's correct. July 13, 1976, 6:18 p.m. in L.A.
Yes.
Cool. And so do you have a particular question on your mind?
Yeah, question in regards, I am a hypnotherapist and life coach, and, I must put myself out there and start getting a return and wondering what my chart is saying about money, increasing my finances.
Okay. All right, so interesting. So first thing I want to mention, have you ever seen your astrology chart, by the way, because I'm looking at it?
Yes.
Okay, so interesting. So not very many people know this, but money is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the heart chakra, and it rules relationships and love and things like that. But it also rules all transactions between people. And so things like money, which is basically showing appreciation if somebody does something for you. It's really the same thing as love. So anyway, when you were born, Venus was at the peak of what's called a T-square. It looks like a big pyramid with Venus at the top, and it's square to a planet called Chiron, and Chiron is actually the back of the heart chakra. And by the way, if you want to see where the planets are located in the body, anybody can go to the website where I have a diagram of that. It's called spirittouch.org, and you can see where the planets are located in the body. But what that generally means, Chiron means the wounded healer, and when it's square, it's a challenge that you have to overcome, and it's an ancestral challenge. It's something you inherited. It's probably in your DNA, or you got it from your parents in childhood or something. But basically, it's kind of like somebody who has a broken heart, and they need to heal their broken heart, which affects relationships and money and things of that nature. But that's the primary challenge in your life, is to work on your heart chakra, and so it opens up to abundance or transactions between people. Yeah, are you following me so far?
Yes, I am.
And it's interesting that you're a hypnotherapist, did you say?
Yes.
Which is ruled by Neptune, which is the back of the head or the subconscious mind. It deals with psychology. Neptune, when you were born, was just rising on the horizon. And that's usually a person's greatest strength, is whatever planet has just risen up above the horizon, like the sun just after sunrise. You were born just after Neptune rise, which means your greatest strength is your intuition and dealing with subconscious issues. So, but in order to get paid to do that, you're going to have to overcome whatever it is that's dysfunctional in your childhood or from your parents or your ancestors and your DNA around, like, the broken heart issue. And there is a way to clear it, because the energy runs from the front to the back of the heart chakra. And if you can either yourself or get somebody else to put one hand on your heart and one hand on the back of your heart and just run energy through and ask your angels and guides and ancestors to help you clear whatever that old pattern is, that would go a long way to opening it up to receiving more money for that and other things.
So just say that help me to clear these old patterns.
Yeah, because it's a pattern with relationships, with your family, with, and I'm going to look at your transits for right now to see what's going on with that. But
okay. Yeah, it's not just you. It comes from your ancestors. It comes from a long line of things going way back. So when you clear it, ask to clear it not just for yourself but your family, and ask your ancestors to help, the ones that are on the other side, if that makes sense. Okay.
And anyway, I should probably move on because we only have
Thank
so
you.
much time.
Thank you.
And
thanks.
Camellia, I'm also doing readings. You get 2 readings. And Dean's great, isn't he? He gave you some good information. Camellia, what I find that helps in my business to promote my service is doing psychic fairs and expos. You're not a psychic, but you are, I know you're a life coach and hypnotherapist, but, you have to find psychic fairs that are open to allowing life coaches, to participate in the fair. If the psychic fair is not a good venue for you, then you need to check expos. And I don't know what state you're in, but Dean Earth has expos in California. There's the Body Mind, in
Oregon.
In Oregon, you have expos too, Dean?
Yes.
No, I don't, but other people do.
there's the body, mind, and spirit, and they're located in Oregon. And they do expos all over the United States, and both Dean's and their Megan's shows are good. So you need to look for expos, or you need to maybe contact the Center for Spiritual Living in Oregon, the different centers for spiritual living, because they usually have holistic and holistic fairs, and that they would include life coaches and their events. Also, having a newsletter. If you have a client list, I think having a newsletter where you're writing different topics pertaining to hypnotherapy, pertaining to life coaching, would help get you customers. Having a newsletter, having a blog would help. Also, having a blog, writing articles helps. Writing articles for publication, having a blog, having a newsletter, going to expos, looking up events. You could go on Facebook to look up events on Facebook. You just have to put up put metaphysical events, because that's where they would have life coaches under metaphysical events.
Right.
You could go to Eventbrite to find events that are listed there, and look under the category of metaphysics, because that's where you're going to find life coaches. And if you find an event, then you just contact the person that's doing the event. These are some things, because I think that you're good at what you do, very good at what you do, but you just need some exposure.
Yes.
And if you do these things, this is what's going to get you exposure. You need to get yourself out there.
Yes.
And also, there's Zoom, and there's also called free conferencing. And you might want to start, putting on web semesters, a web semester, doing conferencing online. Having a course, that you could teach about life coach. If you're a certified life coach, if you're certified to do life coaching, you may even want to do certification, because a lot of people are interested in becoming life coaches. It's becoming more and more popular. So you should offer a certification course for people to become life coaches. And you should do that, find locations to teach the course, and also do it online, and they pay you money to take the course, and you give them certification for life coaching. And you just need just get your reverend. Go contact the Universal Life Church and get your reverend, to get more credibility.
I've got that. I have that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good. These are, because I think you should also be teaching people how to be life coaches, because I'm picking up that you're really good with people, and that you're very compassionate and you're very caring, and you give people good information, that helps them. And if you do these things, that you will be able to start getting yourself out there and making more money, because right now you're hiding under a rock. And you need to get yourself out there so people know who you are, and you'll be able to generate more clients doing these things. These are some things. I learned a lot about marketing from Tiffany Whitesage woman, and Dean Price is also good at marketing. So you could contact Tiffany Michelle White on Facebook, or contact Dean Price. They may charge you a fee, but both of them are good at marketing people, because Tiffany does the shows, the radio shows, and Dean Price does the expos. So I think that you just need to market yourself, and also maybe look for some spiritual centers or some healing centers that might be open to having a life coach, be an independent contractor at their center, and you work there, they get you clients, and they take a percentage of the money. I think working someplace also, and healing centers, I think, are spiritual centers. I don't think the metaphysical stores you would use a life coach, but I think some the healing centers or a spiritual center would be open to using the life coaches. So if you do all these things, that's going to help you a lot. And Dean, how can Camellia get in contact with you?
The best way is my phone number is 831-239-6835, and you can also find information at spirittouch.org or at newearthevents.com.
And you could get in touch with me at 818-744-5241. I'm having a special on psychic readings, $30 for 30 minutes if you want a career reading. I'm good with careers. So just call me at 818-744-5241 or go to PayPal and put in Shelley Hofberg if you want a career reading. And thank you, Camellia, for calling. But if you try out some of the things that I'm suggesting, it will work and you will get clients.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Camellia. And I'm now going to continue my interview with Dean Price, and then we're going to take our next caller, which is area code 510. Did I ask you the first question? What is the natal chart, Dean? Did I already ask you that question?
Yeah, you asked me that. And,
okay, what is the meeting of the sun signs?
Okay, so again, it would be helpful if people were to go to spirittouch.org and look at the diagram of the different celestial bodies and where they're located in our own body. Basically, we're a mirror of the solar system in the exact same order. The planets are in the same order in our body as the chakras. And so if you think, traditionally, before they knew about all the planets, back in the Middle Ages, they had one set of associations of the planets and the chakras. But we've added a whole bunch of planets that we didn't know about back then. And now that we have a more complete picture, it really is very clear. And in fact, the Mayans knew about this, where the planets were located in the body. But where the sun is, which is the thing most people know about, is their sun sign. The sun is light, and people used to think it was the heart chakra, but that really is Venus. Venus, like we were just talking about, is love and relationships and transactions between people. But the sun, which is light, shows up where we see light. In other words, right now I'm, looking around me, and there's a bunch of, I'm in a restaurant, I see a bunch of people and stuff, but the light is coming in through the window from the sun, and it's ending up in my mind. There's like a movie playing in my head. And that's really the sun in astrology is the third eye, or the eyes, where the light comes in and we see images. And in your own astrology chart, what the sun represents is your core pictures of yourself that your ego formed around when you were a little kid. So I'm a Gemini, my sun sign is Gemini, so my core images had to do with things like I'm smart or I'm stupid, I'm good or I'm bad. A number of things happened that were kind of dualistic kinds of yin-yang things, and that is really the self-image that my ego was built around, and the ego does not want to go, so it's really hard to get rid of any dysfunctional self-image patterns that you might have, but it can be done if you know where they're related to other chakras in the body. But anyway, the sun sign is basically a core self-image. It's not ultimately necessarily the true you. It could just be a picture, a fictional image that you have about yourself that you'd be better off letting go of. Anyway, I'll stop there because there's a lot of other things to talk about.
Awesome. And let's take our next caller, Dean, which is area code 510. Hello, 510.
Okay. Hello. My name is
Hi, and who do we have the pleasure of speaking to? Who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
My name is C, like the letter C.
C and C. What is the letter C?
Did you say Z, like zebra?
C C as in candy.
Candy. Okay. And your name
Yeah.
is what again?
It's Cecilia, C for
Oh,
short.
Cecilia. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
And my question today is, you mentioned that the type of astrology that you do, it deals with patterns. And I'm wondering if I give you my birth date, if you can tell me what patterns I might have chosen to work on that have to do with relationships, romantic relationships.
Sure. And that's going to be Venus a lot. But let's see. Why don't you give me your birth date and place
11.
and time if you know it?
Okay. I was born 11/19/1955 at 3 p.m. in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, 11/19/65 at 3 p.m. in Detroit.
11/19/55.
Did you say 6/5?
5/5, not 6.
5/5. Okay, got it.
Yes.
At 3 p.m. in Detroit, Michigan. Okay. All right. Okay. So first thing we look at for relationships is Venus, which is the heart chakra. But there's other aspects that also affect it. But your Venus, if that's the accurate time of birth, it's in a really good position up at the top of the chart, just past the midheaven. And statistically, they've actually done a lot of statistical research. And that people with a Venus in that position, in general, are very good at expressing themselves. A lot of artists, musicians, performers, dancers have Venus up at the top of the chart like that. But so you may be a very talented person and need to express yourself. But there is your chart is actually similar to Camille, the previous caller, in that it has a troubling aspect to the planet Chiron, which is known as the wounded healer. It has a semi-square to Chiron, which is opposite Uranus, which means freedom or liberation. And because Uranus is opposite Chiron, it means we have to get free of the core trauma to the heart chakra. So there's some kind of, again, an experience, and it was already there when you came in because it's in your birth chart. So it's a past life trauma where your heart got broken, and it would have been revisited in your childhood, probably, either quite early or throughout your growing up and your first relationships. But the pattern has to do with having to get free of something destructive that might have happened, if there was any kind of abuse of any kind, or relationship loss, or sudden, like somebody died, or somebody hurt you really bad, or treated you badly. So the points in your body are the heart chakra, front and back, and then the back of the neck. And those are some of the ones for dealing with the problems with relationships. And then there's also a difficult pattern with Mars, and Mars is where your ovaries are, and the Mars and Moon are square to each other, which is exactly 90 degrees from each other, which tends to create problems between the solar plexus and the pelvic center, where the ovaries would be. And there's like an emotion, like again, it could come from past lives, and you would have probably re-experienced it in this life, but it's a fear of being hurt or a fear of being attacked. Like Mars is like hormones like testosterone or estrogen, and it's with the Moon, there's a need to create security in relationship to maybe being hurt by a man, or something like that. So there's also running energy would be helpful, putting one hand on the pelvic center, again where the ovaries are, because it deals with hormones, and the solar plexus. That's the moon. Okay? Did that make any sense what I said?
Yes, it does.
Cool. And perhaps Shelley can add something to this.
And what your question again was what was your question again, Cecilia?
I was wondering about relationships, romantic relationships, and if he saw anything in my chart that would correlate.
Well, Cecilia, what you want to do is you want to get yourself a rose quartz crystal. Don't get the real teeny one you fit in. Get one that's a medium size or medium size, and you could find those at metaphysical bookstores, or you could find that at a healing center. Get yourself a rose-colored crystal, and put the rose color at nighttime. I want you to do this twice a day. And in the morning, I want you to put the rose quartz crystal on your heart, and I want you to do a meditation for 10 minutes, and I want you to do it at night when you go to bed for 10 minutes. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold the rose crystal on your heart, and because the heart deals with love, and you're going to visualize a pink rose. Your third eye chakra is between your brows, and you're going to visualize a pink rose, and you're going to visualize that pink rose being filled with pink energy. Because this is to help you to attract love. So that you could attract love, and you're going to say, heart of my heart, soul of my soul, bring me my true soulmate. So you're going to say that affirmation when you do this meditation, and this is to help you, to attract love. Because I think it's important that you attract the right person. Because I feel there's been at least two, maybe a marriage and a long-term relationship that you've had, and that did not, that was not a good relationship for you. You've been attracting the wrong people. So I'm giving you this love meditation to do for you to attract the right partner. Because I feel that you're a good person, but I think that you just unfortunately have been attracting the wrong people because the last two relationships don't look like they were really good. And and I want you to write down on a piece of paper the kind of relationship that you want, exactly everything you want this person, all the qualities you want the person to have. I want you to write that down on a piece of paper. And I want you to burn a pink candle, and because you could do this, and I want you to do that to say the affirmation that I gave you while you hold this and burn the pink candle. Do that at night too. This is to attract love. I do feel that you are going to meet a relationship, but I don't feel it's coming until November. Which would be like around Sagittarius time, or coming in December, which would be around Capricorn time, that you are going to be meeting a relationship. There's going to be either some kind of single event or some kind of a dance, because I'm seeing like a dance or a single event. You're going to find it listed in the newspaper, and you could also check Eventbrite for single events. I feel you should go to a single event because however you're trying to meet men have not been working. So I feel that there's going to be a single event that you're going to be going to, or an event that you're going to be going to, because I feel that you're going to meet the man that you're going to get involved with at an event. Events are good for meeting people. So if you have any events you're interested in, you go to Eventbrite and put it in. But I think you should focus on single events. because it's a single event, or there might be something on a ship. It's not a cruise I'm picking up. I'm just picking up that there could be a a single event that is on a cruise. Not a cruise, I'm sorry, on a ship. So I want you to go to Eventbrite and look for single events, because that's where you're meeting the man. But it's, you know, it could happen before November, December. It's possible it could happen this month if you look it up and find it. But I am picking up by the end of the year that you're attracting a man. He has blue eyes. He has light hair. I feel that he was in the service. That he was in the service. I feel that he was in the service, and I do feel that he is maybe about 2 or 3 years younger than you. He's a little bit younger in age than you, and I do feel you're meeting somebody. But if you try these, I do manifestation work. So if you try some of these. Suggestions I gave, these manifestation rituals, I call them, I gave you, that helps to open your heart chakra to attract love. And Dean, how can Cecilia? And if you have any more questions, call me at 818-744-5241. Or if you want a relationship reading, I'm having a special. Put in Psychic Shelley Hofberg on PayPal and put in $30. It's $30 for 30 minutes. Or Dean, how can Cecilia get in contact with you if she wants a healing from you or an astrological reading? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Dean, are you there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I had it on mute, so you didn't hear all the noise. Anyway,
yes,
my number is 831-396835.
Thank you, Dean.
You're welcome.
And thank you for calling, Cecilia, and contacting me or Dean if you need any further help. I'm now going to continue my interview with Dean, and then we're going to take our next caller, which is area code 202. What do the planets mean in astrology, Dean?
Okay, so we talked about the sun being the third eye because it's light, and that's where we see images. But if you just go down the front, and again, look at spirittouch.org, you'll see the diagram. Also on my Facebook page, Dean Price, there's also another image that shows the correlations between the planets and the chakras and the numerology and sacred geometry. But anyway, if you go through the planets from the sun outward, the first planet you come to is Mercury, which is communication. So if you just go down, and by the way, the crown chakra, we could say, is space. And that's like points up into space. And then the third eye is the sun, which is light. And you go down to the throat chakra, which is Mercury. So Mercury is communication. And then you go down one more chakra. We talked about that. You get to the heart chakra. The next planet in the solar system is Venus. So Venus is love and relationships and transactions between people like money. And then you just you keep going out through the solar system. The next planet you come to is the Earth with the moon. And then you're at the solar plexus, and the moon is nourishment. So when you get hungry, that's the moon. Your body needs some ingredients. And then you go down one more chakra, you get to the pelvic center, and that's where our hormones are created. And you have the planet Mars. Mars, some people used to call it the god of war, but it's really passion and desire. Like war is we want the oil in your country or something else. But Mars is really like testosterone or progesterone or estrogen, which is the part of us that wants to touch each other and make love, and that is Mars, passion and desire. So you just, if you look at that diagram at spirittouch.org, you'll see that each of the planets is a chakra. As you go down the front, you get to the asteroids at the root chakra. That's where you make babies, and those are the little baby planets. And then you just go up the back, Jupiter, Saturn, Chiron, Uranus, Neptune, the back of the head, and back up to the top, Pluto. So the planets are the chakras, and so when I'm looking at an astrology chart and I see one planet is opposite the other, for example, the full moon is coming up on Sunday, and that's the sun opposite the moon, and opposites are kind of like blocked, like the Earth's in the middle, and so opposites are trying to find each other, like opposites attract. So the sun being the eyes, and when it's opposite something, it's looking for something, and the moon is nourishment. So the sun opposite the moon is like, we've all seen movies about werewolves and things like that. So on the full moon, it's like you can turn into an animal. You get so hungry, you want to go eat somebody out in the forest. And so it's like the moon is nourishment. It's the stomach, the solar plexus area, and the sun is the eyes, and they're looking for food. So on the full moon, you might feel like, I don't have any food, I need to go shopping. Or if you're a hunter, it's time to go hunt something. So full moon type personalities, and again, we have that coming Sunday. And if we have any time, we'll talk about the full moon chart, because it's really an amazing chart, and it represents a whole paradigm shift that the world is going through right now. But the full moon brings out our natural hunger, and people need something, they're looking for something, and their needs maybe aren't met, and so they get upset, and that's why the hospitals fill up with twice as many people on the full moon, because people are like hungry for something that they're not getting, and so they have accidents or conflicts, or they need surgery, they need medicine, or whatever it is, people are looking for what they need to solve their problem. So anyway, that's just a little bit of examples of what the different planets mean, and they're basically our chakras. And they're basically different dimensions of ourself, because they're also related to the numerology and the sacred geometry that is created by that many points. So, for example, the sun is one, and it's a dot, so the dots of light in our eyes. 2 is Mercury, so it's polarity and vibration, and sound is vibration. 3 is creating a triangle, which is a window, and that's the heart, so we can all of a sudden feel things. So anyway, the planets are basically dimensions of ourself, and they are located in the chakras. So that's probably enough for now. That's just a quickie version.
And we're now ready to go to take our next caller, which is area code 202. Hello, 202.
Hi, how are you?
We're fine. How are you? And who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
My name is Jackie, and I just wanted to know if I could ask a question about my 2 dogs, or pet psychic question.
Do you do pets, Dean?
No, I think that's your category right there.
Oh, okay.
Unless we know their birth date, that's probably not going to be the one.
And Jackie, what are the names of your 2 dogs?
The first one is Ganta, and the second one is Gara.
Garla and Ganta. And is Ganta the boy doggy?
Ganta, they're both boys, Ganta and Gara.
Garla just seems more feminine. Even though it's a boy doggy, I feel a lot of feminine energy. And what was your questions about the dogs?
If they want to tell me anything, I'm just, just curious about that.
I feel that they both love each other. That there's a lot of, I feel that you give them, they feel a lot of love coming from you. And you're very they feel they have a very loving home. They are very happy with you. They one of them said, Ganta said he would like more food. Is he always wanting to eat? Is he always wanting to eat? Because he's telling me I want more food. Yeah. And So maybe you can cook up like get some chicken and make it with rice. They would love that, for a special treat for them, because I know they get their regular dog food, but maybe also chicken and rice. And maybe during the day, because Gonda says he's always hungry. He seems to feel he's not eating enough. And you're feeding him enough, but he says he's hungry. So I think during the day, get yourself some doggy treats, or get one of that you could give them during the day, and also maybe buy them a rawhide a bone. Those bones that you get you could get them at the pet store, pet supply store. Get him a bone, something to chew on. I would get him the one that's like beef jerky, that one, because I think if he has that to chew on during the day, he won't feel, that'll kind of crave his appetite, because he's saying I'm hungry a lot. And you could only feed them twice a day. You can't overfeed them. But if you get him to chew that, and during the day, maybe at least 2 or 3 times a day, give him some treats, that will make him happy. Because he's saying, I want food. Yeah. So I take it he likes to eat, and probably tries to eat the other dog's food. And I'm not picking up any health problems with the other dog, but has Gonda had some health issues?
No, he hasn't.
Because I'm picking up energy in his stomach. I think that he has a delicate stomach, and you have to, when you give him food, because you're not watching him when he goes to the bathroom, but I feel he's been having a hard time going number 2. He's not constipated, he's able to go, but it seems that he's having difficulties going. And so I feel that, he has a delicate digestive system, and you need to give him food that's easy to digest. Yeah, so when you give him kibble, give him his kibble, maybe put some gravy on it to make it soft, because the kibble is hard, and put some gravy on it to make it soft. Get some gravy and put it on the kibble, because I feel that sometimes he says, I don't see like a problem with his teeth, but sometimes when he eats the kibble and he's chewing the kibble, it hurts his tooth a little bit.
Aww.
Yeah. So, that may be why he's, the problem with him being hungry is when he's eating the kibble is not that easy for him to chew. I don't know if you noticed that, and because he eats pretty fast, he just gobbles it up. But I don't think there's anything wrong with his teeth, but I do think that he may be having some trouble with chewing, so you might kind of watch him when he's eating to make sure that he's chewing his food, but maybe put some gravy on the food on the kibble to make it softer for him. It's kind of hard on his teeth. So I think that's what the problem is, and that's why he's telling me he's hungry. Because I don't think you're around when you feed them, so you don't notice that. But I think this is what's been going on with him.
Okay.
But I'm not picking up, other than that, I'm not picking up any major health problems, except that he does have a delicate digestive system, and that you might want to maybe consider changing their food, because the stuff in the market is no good that you get at the supermarket. And Chewy.com, go to Chewy.com. I get that food for my pet, and it's more healthier. The stuff in the supermarket is not healthy for them. Either go to Petco or go to Chewy.com to order your food. Because it's not good for them. But I'm not picking up any major health problems. They say they're very happy in the home, and they love you very much. and they said that they like to go more places with you. Do you go when you have to leave them home when you do go out and have to leave them home?
Yeah, because they get so excited, they just go crazy, and the seatbelt that I bought them broke, so I just have to order a new one.
Get a new seatbelt because they said they miss going out. They want to go out.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe get those get those seatbelts that you bought that with the ones that the harness ones. Those are more those would be better. The harness ones, you know, to get the harness seatbelt for them because they say that they're upset because you're not taking them out.
Okay. I believe.
and they want to go out. And you know, so and I'm having a special right now in psychic readings, $30 for 30 minutes. And so if you're interested, just go to the PayPal website, and I could do a longer psychic reading for them, or I could do a psychic reading for you if you want to take advantage of my special. Do you happen to have your dog's birthdays?
I do not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because then you probably could read pets if you had their birthdays, you know?
I probably could. But it's definitely not my specialty.
Oh, okay.
They have different issues than what I usually do. Like, your dog is having problems in their throat chakra, and you know that's why they're having a hard time eating or talking.
Well, thank you
so much.
and
really
Dean, how can Jackie get in contact with you if she wants a healing session or if she wants an astrological session?
So, did you want me to give my phone number? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. You know, in case she may want to be interested
Okay.
in astrology or getting healing from you.
Yes, and I'm also doing a kind of fall special right now since the equinox. And so my readings are half price. The phone number is 831-239-6835.
And Jackie, my phone number is 818-744-5241.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for being a guest on my show, Dean. I'm going to have you back. And
awesome.
So I wanted to thank Jackie and all the callers for calling in. I wanted to thank Dean Price. Go online and look up New Earth Expo. And do you want to give them the other sites that they can, Dean, so they could find the new, yes.
For events, it's newearthevents.com. And then for my astrology, it's spirittouch.org.
And to reach me, you could go to www.psychichorizon.com or call me at 818-744-5241. So I want to thank Dean Price for being a guest. I wanted to thank Tiffany White Sage Women for producing the Goldilocks production show, and I wanted to thank all my guests. I would definitely have you back, Dean, and I will look forward to seeing you on November 10th.
I look forward to seeing you too. And thanks
all
for
right,
having
thank
me.
you, dear.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.